Hi everyone, and welcome back to LatinaBudgets. Yeah. So today's video is going to be a little bit different than my other videos. This will be an unstuffing video. It's the first time I'm doing this, and it's kind of like a sad, bittersweet moment. I'm happy that I have been able to save this much money. It's been the most money that I have ever saved in my whole entire life. Because I used to waste money. I don't know how to explain it. I'm happy that I've been able to save this much money. I'm sad that I'm not going to be using it for the money, the purpose of the envelope, and I'm going to be using it for something else. But I'm happy that I'm able to have it. It is an emergency, at least in our eyes, it's an emergency. And I guess we'll just get into the weeds of this video. Okay, let's start this video. Okay, you guys, so this, I feel like I am a big, huge teddy bear. But it actually got a little bit chilly with like the, at nights now, it's getting a little bit chilly here. Yeah. So I guess I'll start with what actually happened. We got this house about a year and a couple of months ago. And when we did the inspection, I guess we wanted this house so badly, then we didn't read the report as we should have read the report with more details in it. Our lights went out about 2 days ago, and well, we called Edison and they told us, Edison is the electricity company here, and they told us they're going to restore our electricity as soon as possible. Within 30 minutes, they sent us a text and told us it was restored. However, we still didn't have any lights, no electricity at all throughout the whole house. And so then they called my wife and they told her if they could go through the steps with her on how she has to reset all of the breakers. What was happening is that as soon as she would turn them on, they will go back on. They would go back to off. So then the Edison person said, this is not something that we handle. This is basically, you need to call an electrician and see what is going on with your breakers. When the electrician came the next day, he basically gave us like 3 options, and he showed us how our breakers and our panel was burnt, and our wire, one of the wires, he said it was supposed to be silver, but it basically was like black. And we feel very lucky that no fires, like whatever happened, that it didn't create a fire inside the house, because that would have been more damage. But one of the things he did mention is that the breaker, the system that we have, it actually is not up to code. And the reason it's not up to code is because it's really old, and most likely it was installed when the house was built. So, to make a long story short, he gave us 3 options. The first option being that only a few rooms in our house would get electricity. And that was the cheapest option. But he said it most likely is going to happen again, where you are going to have another fire and the system that you have doesn't stop the electricity because it doesn't have a stopper. It continues to allow electricity to flow into the house again, and that is what usually creates fires within the wires, and it creates a a fire inside the house. So I wouldn't recommend you doing that, but if your budget only allows you to do that, then go for it. And then the second option he gave us was basically twice as much as the other one. So it was $3,400, and he said I would replace all of the panel and the breakers and everything in here, the wires, and I'm going to have to rewire because as the breakers that we had were so old that I don't know if some of you might know about electricity breakers or not. These didn't have any bridges at all. Like none of the breakers had any bridges. And that creates a problem because those breakers are called twins. And so if one shuts down, the other one is still kind of on. And both of them should shut down at the same time. That's why there is a bridge in between the two breakers. I don't know. It's a lot of details. He basically walked us through like what we should have and what we had. And then he then said the best thing to do is the one that is $5,300, and that is basically creating a new panel in your wall, and it would give you more amps, as well as redistribute the amps all over your house, and we will dedicate one for the AC and so on and so forth. We have a credit card that had enough money to cover all three options, and so we put the expense in that credit card. We chose the second option of $3,400 instead of the $5,300, and also instead of the $1,800. So the $3,400, he actually said to us, I don't know if it's going to work or not. I have to actually test one of the parts first before I know whether it's going to work in just replacing the parts with newer versions and with like rewiring things and stuff. So thank the Lord Jesus that we only had to pay $3,400, but then that leaves us with a dilemma of whether or not for us to keep the debt in the credit card, and then pay it off, on monthly payments, give like $300 each month towards that debt, or should we just grab the money that we have here in the envelopes and then pay off the $3,400, and then although we stay with no money here. And after a day of thinking and a night of no sleep, we came to the conclusion that it's best if we take out the money from here and not have that debt and just restart our envelopes. So I am happy that we have the money to cover it, but I'm also sad that the money, we're gonna take it out from, because my mentality was like, I'm not gonna take out the money from these envelopes unless I'm using it for the thing the envelope says. But I've always said it, if in case of an emergency, I'm gonna pull from any envelope. Okay, no envelope is like off limits here. I'm gonna pull from anywhere I can to be able to cover that emergency. Now, the good thing is that we actually do have a small savings in the bank. And that savings I do not handle at all. My wife handles that savings. I actually do not even know how much we have in that savings because, again, I am a spender. And so if I were to know how much we have in that savings, then there wouldn't be any money. But so from that, we decided that we were going to try to take $2,000 from here and then $140 from that savings. And so then that is basically what what is going to happen in this video. I don't know how long I've been talking for. I am excited. I'm actually, okay, so yes, I'm sad that I'm taking out the money to not use it for the actual envelope, but I'm excited that I was able to, like, in these past months, I was able to save this much money for our family not to feel like, where are we going to get this money from? And now we have to be in debt in the credit card, pay more interest to that credit card because we have a bigger balance. So I'm happy that I was able to do that and stop myself from spending money that I don't really need to be spending. So I'm excited for that, but I'm also sad that when I'm not, and I continue to say the same thing, I'm not going to be using the money for that envelope, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see how much money. Our goal is to get to $2,000. I think my sinking funds will be able to do that. There are certain envelopes I do not want to touch. And so I kind of did a little bit of counting before. Like I saw my trackers, and hopefully my trackers do agree with what's inside the envelope. Because that would be a tragic. Then I would have to take away from the other envelopes. So let's start this video. Okay. So we're not touching anything from our food. Beauty, there's only $10 here. No, it looks like there's $15. I don't think I updated this one. I should probably do that. Hold on. $15. You see, so my trackers are not up to date. Hopefully the other ones are not like that. Okay, and then let's just put the money here that we end up having. Oh my god, seriously, I feel like the Familia Peluche with this. Oh, it kind of reminds me of, like, oh, my hair, it's everywhere. What is that thing called? Like, I don't know. I feel like I am like a cobija, a blanket in Christmas vibes. But then we have this. This like, is it really Christmas? Should I put it the other way so that it could look a little bit more elegant? Okay. So I don't know if it's in the view or not. Hopefully it is. Okay, so toiletries, we're not going to take from that. There's 30, or at least that's what the tracker says there is. Pet supplies, there's 30. Health, there's 15. Pet health, there's 230. I don't want to take away money from the pet health because our dogs get sick all the time. Well, they don't get sick, but like, we have one dog that is very clumsy. And so then that dog like gets into a lot of things. Like one time, what are those things? The foxtails got into one of his paws. That was very painful. We were in the hospital in the emergency room with him for like 12 hours or so. They had to do like mini surgery on him. It cost about $800 for us to do, and that money basically came from that little savings that I was talking to you earlier. But yeah, I don't want to be pulling from that savings unless we have to. That is like our last resort. Like nothing else, there's no money anywhere else, and we have to pay for things like that. I also heard so many stories from people who were talking about the care credit and how high the interest is. And so if I am in a position where I don't have to use credit, then I prefer not to. So I don't want to take away from that. And La Venta, so this one has $19. If I have to, I'll come back to this. Family time is, I was saving money for my mom's birthday, that we were going to go eat food at a restaurant. But then they got exposed to COVID, and so we just canceled that for the next 2 weeks. We're not going to go out. So it's going to give me a little bit more time to continue to fill this out. Right now it has 110. If I have to, this would be one of the second to last envelopes I will come back to. LatinaBudgets has 10. Card maintenance has 110. I don't want to touch that. Don't want to be in a situation where I have to get something fixed for my car. Our car is 10 years old, and so basically we only have one car between us two. We sold the truck when we moved from Los Angeles to Chicago, and when we came back we decided not to get a second car. So we have been trying to survive for the last 2 years or so with only having one car. And so then car maintenance is 110, and I think we're gonna leave it at that. We're gonna leave it there. Now debt, this is an envelope that I've been trying to save money because I got really worried from hearing that we were gonna start paying our loans in September. Now President Biden extended that deferral period all the way until the end of January of 2022. So definitely going to take out this money here. There is $350. I have enough time to build this up again, so I feel okay with taking this out. That is this $350? Oh, okay. I don't know, for some reason I was looking at this and thinking it was $100. Okay, so that is 100, 200, 300, 320, 340, 350. Okay, so debt is now going to have $0. Gifts right now has $90. I don't want to touch that because it seems like almost every month there's always somebody who has a birthday. Landscaping, this is one of the sinking funds that has a little bit of money, $480. Hopefully there is $480 in here. And this, we can always remodel things from the backyard at a later time. Winter is coming, so you know. Let's see, let's count this. 100, 200, 300, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80. So there was 480. The tracker is correct. So we'll do that. And then storage. Let's see, there's $560 here. Hopefully there is $560. The last time we bought something with this money was maybe like a month and a half ago or 2 months ago. And that's when we bought the bins for clothing that I was going to be using. So let's count and see if we have $560. 100, 200, 300, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 500, 20, 40, 60, 560. Okay. I'm happy that my trackers are correct. Because then it would be like, oh, so sad. I thought I had this much, but really I don't. Okay, so floors right now have 240. We were trying to get to $1,000. We will. We actually bought a carpet cleaner not too long ago. I think it was yesterday we bought one on Amazon. We had Amazon cards from just budgeting, no, budgeting just because. And so that I won from one of her giveaways. So we were able to buy a carpet cleaner. So that is definitely going to be an alternative solution to our floors right now. And then there's only one room, our room in the house, that has a problem with the carpet, and that is because there's a lot of foot traffic, and so it got dirty. And then our dogs, they sleep with us in that room, and sometimes they have accidents. So the carpet cleaner is definitely a temporary solution, but it could also be a solution that gets carried away for like a year or so. So 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 220, 30, 40. 240, yes. I mean, I haven't been keeping track of how much there is, but let's get one more envelope and maybe count the money and see how much we have here. This is 30, 50, okay. Oh, wedding bands. This one has 350. Okay, so I think that getting from here might be just it. Okay. So it says 350. Now this is 100, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 10, 20. Oh. I don't know what. Okay. So 100, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 20, 30, 40, 50, 350. Okay, so let's see. 100, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, $1,000. 100, 200, 300, 400. So 1,400 is in here. Let's count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 200. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 300. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 400. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 500 and then 520. So, oh, these dots from these eyes keep falling. Okay, so 500, and this was 1,400. And then, so then we only need $100 more. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Okay, let's count that again. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 80, 60, 70, 80. So then that's 20. I only need $20 more. Oh, I only need $20 more. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Okay. $20 more from, okay, let's get it from bikes. How much does it have here? 110? How much? Yeah, $20 from bikes. Okay, so that is all for that. This is $2,000 now, and it's all gonna go to the bank so that we can cover $2,000 for that expense, and then we will be giving the rest from our mini savings account that we have in our bank, so that we don't have to pay interest for that. Okay, let's say goodbye to all of this money that we saved. But isn't that crazy that I saved all of this money? I feel like I'm excited to actually show my wife how much money I saved, because I feel like I saved our family from like the burden of like thinking where to get this money from. I don't know. And depleting our savings account in our bank. So I'm actually a little proud. I'm very proud. Okay, thank you guys for sharing this time with me. Bye.